We are at the 6th and final episode of The Walking Dead, Dead City, so that means only one thing. It is time for your finale death predictions. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. I'm going to try and predict who lives and who dies in The Walking Dead, Dead City finale. The only problem is there's barely any characters in this show. In terms of the roster of characters that we know, and that are alive and that have names, it's probably under 10. At this point, it is probably under 10. All the new characters, all the protagonists that we got introduced to so far this season have already died. With the last two being Tommaso and Amia, and yeah, they both died in the sewers. We know how that turned out, so it's going to be difficult to do this because obviously there's a season 2 of Walking Dead, Dead City coming. They're not going to kill off Maggie. They're not going to kill off Negan, I would imagine. I don't know if they're going to kill off any of their main characters. I think they'll want to try and keep them, or at least the majority of them, for season 2. So it's going to be hard here. I'm going to have to try and think about it logically. I'm at least going to predict one person to die. Surely it's the finale. We're going to see at least one death, I would think. The big question is, who's it going to be? Now, if they did kill Negan or Maggie, that would be shocking. It would be pretty epic. Maybe not epic, but it would be intriguing. You know, we'd actually lose one of the two main characters, setting up into season 2. Now, could they do potentially maybe some sort of mystery death, like they did with The Walking Dead season 6 going into season 7, where they had Negan come in and bashing, obviously. Yeah, Negan come in bashing Glenn. Could we see something similar to that? I don't know. Maybe, but the only problem is, with all the shooting, with all the filming, it's going to be hard to keep that stuff under wraps, because you're not going to be able to, like, for example, if it's Negan that dies, then it's going to be Maggie that's shooting all of season 2, so you're going to know. And if it's Maggie that dies, it would be Negan shooting all of season 2, and Maggie wouldn't even be there. So it's going to be hard for them to do and something like that and keep it under wraps. They actually did a very good job, in my opinion, that by the time we went into the finale, a lot of people didn't know who it was who died. It turns out it was Glenn and Abraham. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Dead City death prediction. So we're on the Wikipedia page because I just believe this makes it easier to go through. And it shows you who's alive and who's dead and who's undead and who's just dead. So that works good for me. So let's move in to the bricks. The bricks. I believe this is like Maggie's home. That's the new name for Ocean Top, not Hilltop. Yeah, so this is the new name for the Hilltop. We've got Nina, Mr. Asiwa, and Wesley. I mean, I think I've seen this Nina person in the show. I could not tell you who the other two are, honestly. I don't think we've seen them. They're both alive. I think they will all stay alive. For the fact is, I don't think they're going to be seen in this finale. Now, who knows? I mean, maybe the Croat, once he knows Maggie's here, would I be surprised if he sent a bunch of people to capture these and bring them to Manhattan and maybe show... show Maggie, well, look at this, you tried to take me down, so I'm going to kill your group, your friends, your family. I mean, that could happen. And if it does happen, then I wouldn't be surprised if they all die. But I just think logically, I've got a feeling they won't appear. So if they don't appear, they will live. If they do appear, they will be very, very dead or undead, depending on how the Croat wants to, kill them. Moving on to the Reeve family, we've got Maggie and we've got Herschel. Listen, I don't think either of these two are going to die. Maggie won't die because she's Maggie. She's the main character. I do believe this is her show, and I know it's a joint thing. I get it. It's Maggie and Negan, but I do believe that Maggie is like the main protagonist, and Negan is her. No, I don't want to say sidekick, but if there's like two sides, if there's an A and a B, I believe it's Maggie A and Negan B. So for me, she is the main character in this show, because there can only really be one main character. We can pretend that there's two, but in the end, it doesn't matter what show you watch, there's always one main character. Breaking Bad, Walter White was the main character. The original Walking Dead, Rick was the main character. You know, all these shows have one main character. I believe that Maggie is the main character. I don't think she will die. I don't think Herschel will die either. Now, Herschel has been a very disappointing character because we haven't really got to see him much at all. This guy has barely featured. Anytime we have seen him, he has been locked up in a chair thanks to the Croat. But I think he will survive. I just don't really see what they were going to do in season 2. I mean, I guess he could die and maybe Maggie goes in a fit of rage and she wants revenge against everybody, but I don't really see that happening. I see Maggie, I think her mission is to save Herschel, and if he dies, then it's pretty much like, well, this show is happening for nothing. So I think that Rhea, not Rhea, who's Rhea? Oh, the Rhea family. I think the Rhea family will all survive. Moving on to Negan and Ginny. I mean, I don't see them killing off Ginny. I mean, they could. She doesn't offer anything. She doesn't speak. She's mute. She doesn't say anything. I don't think she's enhanced the show at all. The flashbacks with Negan don't really do anything for me. Negan's looking after her because her dad died. That doesn't do anything for me. There's nothing interesting about this Ginny character, but at the same time, I don't think she'll die. I think she'll probably live. As for Negan, I also think he will live. For me, Negan will survive. I think Negan will make it. Obviously, they're setting up a betrayal between Maggie and Negan, but I think Negan will survive. So I'm going to go with Negan to survive, and I'm going to go with Ginny to survive. Now, let's move on to the Armstrong family. Let's talk about Pearlie. He's the new sheriff in town. Move over, Rick. You've been replaced. Pearlie is here. Pearlie Armstrong, but I don't think he's going to be here for much longer. This is the first death I'm going to give. I'm going to say Pearlie dies. And I think he might even die. And I know this is probably going to say, people are going to go, no, you're totally wrong. I think he might die saving Negan. Negan has already saved his life. I wouldn't be surprised if Pearlie sacrifices his life to save Negan. He talks about family. His family's dead. Well, to Negan, Ginny is his family. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Pearlie sacrifice himself to save Negan, to save Ginny, or maybe even just to save Maggie or Herschel. But I do think Pearlie will die, and I think you'll get a heroic death. So yeah, Pearlie, I don't know, whatever his name is. Yeah, I think he's going to die. Manhattan, the tribes people all dead, so can't really say much about them. The Busari, I believe they're the last people that we're ranking here. Yeah. So there's just not many people, like I said, there's not that many people to choose from. We've got the Croat, and we've got the new woman that they introduced, Dama, who I believe is the overall leader. And, you know, just when you think we're getting a badass male leader, it turns out he's just a little bitch who plays second in command to Dama. And of course, it's very, very woke, guys, but whatever. I'm not here to bash the wokeness of this show. I'm here to give my death predictions. I think Dama will survive and the Croat will die. I think we need at least one death from the big bad guys, and I believe they've probably introduced Dama because they need to have an antagonist, and I believe going forward into season 2, she will probably be the antagonist, and I think the Croat will finally die here at the end of season 1, and I think Negan will probably kill him. I think Negan will take him out. So there you go, guys. There is our death predictions, or should I say, my death predictions going solo today. But yeah, not that many to choose from. Pretty small list, but nonetheless, I think it's going to be the Croat, and I think it's going to be Pearlie Armstrong that die in The Walking Dead, Dead City, Season 1 finale. That's it. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. We'll be back for the review. Probably tomorrow it will be out, so check the channel for that. And until next time, peace.